Peace. Check this out. I made an observation earlier and I needed to bring it to my platform and share it with you all. And if you give me a few minutes, I'm pretty sure we'll see eye to eye on this. On social media, you see a lot of opulence. You see a lot of excess. You see a lot of extra shit. Right now, this summer, and during this COVID-19 epidemic, the excess is at an all-time high. Let me tell you why. Of course, you have the stimulus situation that was injected into the communities. And then, as of right now, it's this little move in the streets, where people are receiving, unemployment or different types of compensation to help them get by during the COVID-19 crisis or whatever. Boom. Because of this little extra money that's been, you know, funneled into the community, you see Mercedes Benzes everywhere. You see people who ain't never had no money. They got brand new sneakers and they got designer clothes and they got money phones up to their ear. The girls got their hair tossed up finally. And it's just a big fucking party. And what I'm not noticing is businesses. I'm not seeing any businesses being, fertilized or started. No business startups. It's very, very few and far in between. It's all of this money out here in the communities and shit like that. And people not taking back these hoods that we, choose to claim so much. Nobody's taking this shit serious. And I'm sitting back and I'm watching this shit. And I'm taking it serious because I didn't get a motherfucking check. I didn't get a stimulus or unemployment or nothing like that. I'm sitting back and I'm watching this shit. And I'm a businessman. I have business aspirations. I could always use some extra investment dollars for one reason or another. But I'm watching people who have real investment dollars right now jack that shit off like a motherfucker. And I'm like, God damn. I'm scrolling through social media and I'm seeing niggas with bricks of money, the money phone to their ear and money everywhere and new cars. A bum nigga pulled up on me earlier today in a Benz and looked down his nose and pulled off. I said, God damn. So yeah, everybody's up right now except for me, I guess. But anyway, when I see this shit, with the excess, the jewelry and the money spread out, the jewelry is cool. If you want to wear jewelry, that's black people culture. Wear some jewelry. But the money. And you see these motherfuckers with this money, right? This specific picture that I seen earlier today, it just took me overboard. It was a picture of a guy that he was sitting on some type of foreign car, and he had a big fistful of money, and he had his jewels on. You know how niggas do it. Big fistful of money. And at the bottom, hanging from his pants, was his lighter leash with one key. I assume that one key was to the foreign car that he was sitting on, right? This one key guy, with the money all in his lap, we tend to start giving these guys a little bit too much credit. I'm going to tell you why. That's not a boss. When you see a guy, the guys with these blocks of money to their ear and shit like that, making it rain and shit, that's all clown shit. Whenever you see a motherfucker pull out some money and shit like that, clown shit is clown shit. I'm telling you, it's clown shit, right? Boom. If you want to, you want to measure or gauge how heavy a guy is, don't look at how many chains he's wearing or how much money he's flashing at you and shit like that. You can tell how heavy a guy is by his keys, by his key ring and shit. I'll tell you why. Keys indicate possessions. Keys go to garages, keys go to cars, keys go to safes. Keys indicate possessions, right? Now let's think about who had these big, big, giant key rings. In my family, it was my father and my Uncle Tim. Both bosses. And what I mean by this, let me go with my Uncle Tim because he was the more extreme of the two. My Uncle Tim, you never see this guy dressed up. Never. Never. Whenever you see him, he has on work clothes or some old cheap ass fucking sneakers or some shit. But he one of them dudes that's always greasy looking, always covered in oil and dirty looking. But these guys make our families tick. I'm gonna tell you why. When something goes wrong in the family, who do you call? That greasy uncle. Uncle James. Call Uncle James. Your car breakdown. Call Uncle James. Something wrong with the roof. Call Uncle James. Something you got mice in the crib. Call Uncle James. If anything goes wrong, call Uncle James. Right? Uncle James is this greasy nigga, always dirty and shit. You dig? And nobody looks at Uncle James and call Uncle James a boss. But I'm gonna tell you why these niggas be bosses. These niggas are always in work mode. My Uncle Tim, my Uncle Joe, always in work mode. Whenever you see these guys, they're working. They're up to something. That's just what it is. When you see a guy and he's, these clown niggas with this money phone shit and all this stupid shit. When you see these niggas with all the money they got in the world to their ear and shit, and I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, man, I'm grown, man. I'm almost fucking insulted at your picture, man. I'm gonna tell you why. My Uncle Tim, one of them dirty, greasy niggas and shit, right? When you look at his keychain, he got one of the biggest keychains in the world, right? Let me tell you why. Uncle Tim got a key to his motorcycle. Uncle Tim got a key to his car. Uncle Tim got a key to his truck. Uncle Tim got a key to his Winnebago. Uncle Tim got a key to his speedboat. Uncle Tim got a key to the garage. Uncle Tim got a key to a shed. Uncle Tim got a key to a riding lawnmower. You dig what I'm saying? A fucking riding lawnmower. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about exactly, what is labeled a boss or whatever and shit. I'm saying to myself, I ain't met a nigga in the streets, or I ain't met a guy, a hustler or a guy in the streets that's as heavy as my Uncle Tim. I never met a guy in the drug game or in the streets or anything as heavy as my Uncle Tim. You dig what I'm saying? And I made this observation earlier when looking at somebody with a big ass block of money all in their fucking lap, who ain't got shit in the world but that fucking picture, that Instagram picture, that fucking money phone, that little money he got in his hand, the car that he's sitting on that's either used or he leasing. You dig? He don't got nothing going on in the world. So this makes these pictures, man, when you see a nigga with his money out and all this shit, this is the biggest clown gesture in the world, because you're looking at this motherfucker with all this money and you're saying, damn, you don't even got a laundromat. You don't got a car lot. You didn't do anything that required aptitude. You did. You didn't do anything that required aptitude. But you think you a fucking boss because you got $8,000 holding it up to your motherfucking ear, retard. Subscribe to the channel, The Real Gully TV, man. I'm going to keep giving y'all this heartfelt shit. I'm going to keep giving y'all this uncut shit, I promise you. I needed to share that with y'all because there's bosses in our families. There's bosses in our fucking families, superheroes. Fix everything. Come to everybody's rescue. You dig what I'm saying? Uncle Joe, call Uncle Joe, Uncle Joe, Uncle Tim. They do everything for our families. And we turn around and see a nigga on the street who been up. Oh yeah, mind you, my uncle been up like 35 years. He's been on top of all these possessions and shit 35 years. Because he's always going to work and always doing the right thing. And we turn around and we give praise to these niggas who be on top for a summer. He had a Bentley for a summer. You dig? We got to stop doing that shit and start giving our roses and our praise to our rightful bosses, Uncle Tim and Uncle Joe. Peace.